For this video, we're going to be talking about compound inequalities. Compound inequalities just mean that there are two inequality signs in one equation. This inequality is kind of like our AND equation because it doesn't have the word OR in it, and there's two signs that have the same thing in the middle. So the way we're going to solve this inequality is we're first going to need to break it up into two separate equations. This middle piece of 2x plus 2 is going to be used in both of our equations. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the left side of our equation. So from 18 all the way to 2 is going to be one of our equations. And then our other equation is going to include that same middle piece all the way to -6. So 2x plus 2 is greater than or equal to -6. Then we're going to just solve these as two separate equations following our normal laws of solving equations. So we're going to subtract 2. And then we're going to divide by 2. And we're going to do the same exact thing over here in the exact same order. Subtracting by 2. And then dividing by that 2. What we're going to do now is we need to write our final answer, which is going to include both of these pieces. When we write our final answer, our smaller number needs to be in the front. So our smaller number between 8 and -4 is -4. Over here, this arrow, or this inequality sign, is kind of like an arrow pointing towards -4, so we're going to keep it that same way, pointing towards -4. Our x goes in the middle, and this is 8 is greater than x, so we're going to have the greater than sign opening towards that 8 still. And then this is how we write our final equation, our final inequality. -4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to +8. So the way we're going to graph this is we're going to find -4 on our graph and 8 on our graph. This -4 is next to a less than or equal to sign, so it's going to be a closed circle. And this 8 is also next to or equal to sign, so it's also going to be a closed circle. Because this is all one inequality and it doesn't have the word OR in the middle, we're going to just draw a line connecting those two dots, and that's how we're going to graph it. If this had a word OR in the middle, then our line would not be in the middle connecting to these two dots. They would be pointing the opposite directions, not touching each other at all.